It's so great to be back to the storytelling masterclass where we are talking about authenticity in the age of AI. Now, as many of you know or may have guessed, I am on a quest to humanize the workplace in a very specific way through storytelling for all the reasons that you have heard from the other two keynotes today. I'm also a big fan of Vyond. I've been using their platform for many years to produce stories. And no matter what the style is or what action I'm trying to communicate, there is always a way with Vyond. And they're making it easier to create mixed media videos with photo library, screen shares, web recordings, artificial intelligence tools. You can do a lot more with Vyond. Today, I'd like to share some videos I've made. The first video helps us get our minds around the concept of authenticity. To do that, I'd like to introduce you to my new hometown, Hickory, North Carolina. Hello, this is Hickory. Our family moved here from Dallas, Texas in 2023. And as you can see, it is a thriving downtown area with lots of shops and lots of food options. I took a culinary tour of Hickory. Here's what I found. Mexican food. Now this is supposed to be hot and spicy. I think this is American cheese. All right, let's try Chinese food. This is kind of the opposite of sticky rice. Italian. Yeah, it's pizza. I'm pretty sure the cooks back there are not from Italy. Okay, so a few strikeouts. It's not that these restaurants aren't serving edible food. Lots of people eat there, and the food is good. It's just not authentic. Why not? One of the indicators of authenticity is non-generic expertise. In authentic cuisine, the cooks know more than just how to cook. They know how to cook in a specific tradition that makes their ingredients shine. You know what that makes this little guy? An imitator of the real thing. Okay, so we can spot imitation cuisine when it is generic, when it diverges from a cultural tradition or cooking techniques. But we're still on the hunt for authentic Hickory, North Carolina food. What does Hickory, North Carolina cook that's native to North Carolina? Yeah, the name kind of gives it away. Hickory smoked barbecue, slow cooked pulled pork with this vinegar-based barbecue sauce native to North Carolina. Check out these sides. We got jalapeno grits, hush puppies, yum, and fried okra. That is a whole lot of North Carolina authenticity in your mouth. Score 1 for authenticity. Just wait, it gets better. This is the best restaurant-made fried chicken I have ever put in my mouth. And is it greasy? No, didn't you read the sign? I have visited a lot of restaurants in this little town. They do Southern cooking right, and it's authentic. What makes it that way? There is a long tradition and history of smoked meat that this restaurant has tapped into. And when you eat authentic food, it's like you're connected to that tradition. It's more than just the food. It's an experience. Tradition, stories, experience. Authenticity has substance. It's real. It's not trying to imitate anything else. We've seen how this applies in a small way to cuisine. Now, how does this translate to an authentic human experience through the medium of video? Great question. After watching that, I'm feeling pretty hungry. Recently, in preparation for today's event, I asked some fellow producers what they considered to be authentic video. Everyone used the word human. And that's what we're going to focus on today. Humanized videos with stories, humor, conflict, emotion. Hopefully you felt some of those things during the tour of Hickory Video. When I was creating this video, I was thinking of the work that we do as designers and producers and thinking of something we already associate with authentic, a metaphor. And cuisine is what I landed on. Metaphors are a great story choice for this purpose, using something that people are already familiar with to explain the unfamiliar. Also, I shared a bit more about my personal life than I'm usually comfortable with. Giving a tour of my hometown is a little bit of a stretch, but I hope it connected with you. Sometimes we need to share personal stories. Leaders, subject matter experts, consider sharing a bit about yourself before you launch into your message. Now let's talk about the metaphor. Authentic cuisine connects us to tradition and culture. There's usually an interesting story behind authentic cuisine that draws us in. The dishes are made by people in specific circumstances with certain constraints. It's not generic. The cooks grew up with this food. In authentic cuisine, the messenger matters. The same is true for video. Videos are made for a specific audience, a human audience. And it's our privilege as producers to get to know that audience well and to create a product that resonates with them. At an authentic restaurant, we want to feel like what we're eating was made with care by people who are connected to the food's history. The viewers of our video want that same feeling. Hey, whoever made this video really knows who I am. And just as the messenger in the cuisine matters, you matter. You're the messenger. You're the director of your animated characters, and you can make video an authentically human experience. You may notice that this video was put together inside of Vyond. I used short video clips, uploaded them to Vyond, layered them with Vyond assets, and even used Vyond's text-to-image feature. This next video story is one that I created for a customer service training. It uses my technique of instructional story design, putting relatable characters into strong conflict. By the end of the video, you should have a desire for resolution. As you watch it, ask yourself, how do I feel? And why do I feel this way? Put your observations in the chat, and I'll see you on the other side.
I'm glad you're open. I usually go to Sadie's down the street, but the storm last night knocked out their power. Some storm, huh?
Hi, thanks for coming to the Daily Grind. What can I get started for you?
Oh, yeah, my order. I really had my heart set on a pumpkin spice chai latte. Sadie's puts a little cinnamon on top for me. It's delicious.
I'm sorry, but we don't have a pumpkin spice chai latte.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I didn't bring my glasses. I can't see the menu very well.
Here, you can scan this QR code to see our menu on your phone.
QR code. Oh, one of those things. I'm not very tech savvy. How do I do it?
Just scan it with your camera and tap on the website.
Well, I definitely know how to open the camera. And you said to scan it?
Yep, I'm going to help this next customer. Just let me know when you decide what you want. Hello, sir. Thanks for coming to the Daily Grind. What can I get started for you?
I want a peppermint mocha.
Oh, that's a seasonal drink. We aren't serving that right now.
Oh, okay.
Hi, thanks for coming to the Daily Grind. What can I get started for you?
I have a mobile order.
You can pick that up over there.
Over where?
The counter next to the shelves. Someone down there can help you out.
I can help you with that.
Thank you. That's so nice of you.
No problem. What are you looking for?
Well, I wanted a pumpkin spice chai latte.
Those are good, aren't they?
Yes, I just love them with cinnamon.
They have a good chai here. I'm sure they could sprinkle some cinnamon on top.
That sounds good to me.
Hi, thanks for coming to the Daily Grind. What can I get started for you?
She was here before me.
Oh, have you decided what you wanted?
Yes. Can I have a regular chai latte? And if you could, just sprinkle some cinnamon on top.
There's cinnamon in a shaker right over there. One regular chai latte to go.
Thank you. There you go. Thank you.
Here's your change.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, thanks for coming to the Daily Grind. What can I get started for you?
Just my regular.
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you might recognize me. I come in twice a week and get the same thing. I'll have an Americano.
One Americano to go.
No, I'm staying. You know, I usually sit over there.
Okay, great. We'll have that right out.
I'd like a muffin with that, too.
All right, one Americano, and what kind of muffin?
The blueberry muffins are really good. Do you make those yourself?
I believe we do make those ourselves. I think we make all of our baked goods.
Well, they're really good.
One Americano and a blueberry muffin. Cash or card?
Card.
You'll see a question on the screen.
Okay, I like the observations in the chat. You're feeling frustrated by the cashier. You feel bad for the customer. You're thinking of ways to make the customer experience better. Some of you have even had this experience before yourself. I used this story to conduct two-hour sessions with customer advocates, and the story was the centerpiece of our discussions as they observed, critically thought, and solved problems, all based on the story. It's an exciting way to conduct training. Some of the ways that I ensured that this would be a humanized video is by designing characters that tended toward realism instead of cartoon. You know, business-friendly style within Vyond has a great range. And so rather than choose the more cartoony features like googly eyes, you know, I chose the more realistic looking features. I also used a simple color scheme to keep the attention focused on the action. I used human voices for the characters because I needed them to act and react naturally. I chose subtle actions from Vyond's action library and expressions that communicated the character's intended emotion. And all of that, I hope, for you, worked together to create what you felt was an authentically human video. Let's move to our next example. Many of you create concept videos. You may call them explainer videos. These types of videos can also contain story elements that can transform an information dump into something exciting. So as you watch this video, again, I'd like for you to ask yourself, how do I feel? Why do I feel that way? Put your observations in the chat. This video features Rance 2. Enjoy. Within your organization exists data, lots of it. Qualitative data, quantitative data, and interpreting all of that data. Pie charts, not bad. Bar graphs, okay. Yeah, no. Communicating data in a way that's comprehensible and, more importantly, actionable is a challenge businesses face every single day. Leaders need to make decisions efficiently with a clear understanding of what's happening without getting too lost in the weeds. If you've ever sat through a presentation that looks like this, you know how hard that can be. The fact is, we can't make the best decision solely based upon numbers. We need more. We need some emotional input. And at most business decision points, our brains are starving for it. Imagine you're preparing a presentation for senior leaders. They need to make an informed business decision, and you have valuable data that will help them make that decision. Embrace the data, yes, but also bring focus to the human story behind the data so leaders can make human-centered decisions that are good for business. Sound challenging? Before you put together a PowerPoint that makes your audience strain their eyes, ask yourself some simple questions. Who is your audience? What are their current circumstances and how are they reacting to them? What do they fear? What motivates them? Do you know? And how do you want them to react to your presentation? What do you want them to do? How do you want them to feel? Start there. If you can answer those questions, you're on your way to a better understanding of how to communicate effectively with them. Though they may not even be aware of it themselves, what they are really looking for is the human story behind the data. Who are the characters? What is the conflict? What decision can these leaders make that will resolve that conflict? What course of action would you advocate for to ensure that resolution? It takes time and thought to discover and design that story, but the outcome for your audience is priceless. Communicate simply, share only the essential numbers, and bring the characters and the conflict to the forefront. Lead with story design. All right, thank you for your comments. My hope in creating this video was to make my viewing audience feel captivated to the very last second of the video, energized, confident that they could give this a try. I hope you felt that way. I'm glad you liked the sound effects, the quick pace, the unified color palette, the music, the kinetic text, and the story. Now, this is a concept video. It progresses in the opposite direction from a story for training, like the daily grind. Instead of the conflict increasing throughout the video like we saw in the daily grind, it begins with the conflict and ends with the resolution. And we get to see that illustrated by these wonderful characters, this presenter who is struggling to connect with his audience, the pain that his listening audience is feeling, and then working through a process that yields a much better result. Another way that I think this really connects with people is that it's addressing a problem that all of us can relate to. Like, we've all sat through one of those presentations before, and instead of just calling out the problem, it gives a very specific solution. It's non-generic expertise, like we heard about in the first video. You can actually go and do something with it. Now, I could have presented this video myself with a slide deck, which would be, I think, an authentically human experience. But I chose an animated version of myself. I didn't feel like it lessened my credibility as an expert. It actually opened up opportunities for me to interact with this animated world of data storytelling. Plus, it gives me, the messenger, a fresh way to interact with my audience. Now, my last example for you today is unique. I've created two versions of this video. The first one is AI generated. It is a story similar to the daily grind because it's intended for training. So we should see characters in conflict. But it's different from the daily grind in that it was created with a text prompt, which created a draft of the video in under a minute. So again, ask yourself, as you're watching this video, how do I feel? Why do I feel that way? And put your observations in the chat.
We need to have a formal onboarding process for the new hire. Studies show that structured onboarding programs can improve employee retention by up to 82%.
I disagree. Onboarding should be more personalized and flexible. Forcing someone to follow a rigid process can make them feel overwhelmed and disconnected.
But without a clear plan, how will the new hire know what's expected of them? Onboarding is the foundation for their success in the role.
That's true, but it doesn't have to be one size fits all. We should focus on understanding the new hire's needs and preferences and tailoring the experience accordingly.
Interrupting me is not helping your case. Structured onboarding ensures consistency and fairness across all new hires.
Consistency is important, but so is flexibility. Research shows that personalized onboarding can increase job satisfaction by up to 30%.
I don't care what the research says. We need to follow our established onboarding process to maintain control and ensure everyone is on the same page.
Control. This isn't about control, it's about creating a welcoming and supportive environment for the new hire. Your way is too rigid and impersonal.
Impersonal? I'm trying to set the new hire up for success, which is more important than making them feel comfortable.
Well, I think making them feel comfortable is crucial for their long-term success. We're clearly not going to agree on this, so let's just drop it.
Those comments are pouring in, so yeah, there are some problems here. Dialogue doesn't sound conversational. True, it got so in the weeds about onboarding that we kind of forgot this was supposed to be about active listening. The qualities of this video that steer it away from being humanized are, as you are saying in the chat there, primarily the script, the disconnect between how the characters are feeling and their expressions, and yeah, the music needs to change or just be eliminated. So here's the constraint. I've got 30 minutes to make all of those changes. I know you never get any of those kinds of requests for a quick turnaround, right? So I don't have time to record and edit audio, but I can focus on the factors that will humanize it the most. So as you watch this second version, keep that in mind that you have this time constraint, and ask yourself those same two questions. How do I feel? And why do I feel that way? Let's watch the redo.
Jared, hi.
Michaelan, I just learned that we're going to be working together.
Yes, Monica told me. The new hire onboarding plan, I've already got some ideas on how to structure it.
I'm excited to give each of our new hires a personalized experience.
Personalized?
Yeah, something that will help them feel welcomed. Happy to be working here.
Jared, we don't have time to roll out the red carpet every time someone new comes on board.
Why not? I've already thought of some ways to make it efficient.
Jared, what Monica wants is structure. A stable process that sets up our new hires for success.
I'm not suggesting that we don't have structure. We can keep most of the experience stable and still leave room for personalization.
I'm sorry, Jared, but I have a meeting. We can talk about this later.
Thank you for your comments. You are feeling angry because Michaelan is so rude, frustrated because neither of them are listening to one another. She's on her phone, they keep interrupting one another. I like this. You're actually invested in the story. That's a great sign. You're less distracted by the technical elements of production. And though there are some technical elements that can be improved, the revisions to this video took 25 minutes. The set, the characters, the camera shots, they were all already built. I could just go into quick edit to edit the script, then head over to the studio to make adjustments to the character expressions and actions, replace the music. I even had time to give their clothes a different color. Does it have the nuance and detail of the other examples we've seen today? No, but when you're running short on time, use the power of artificial intelligence to give you the first draft. Then make the big changes that will take it to a more humanized product. Usually that will involve the script, which is easy to change using the quick edit feature. If I could leave you with one thought today, in the age of artificial intelligence, we desperately need people who are committed to humanizing the workplace. As you are producing videos for your organizations, ask yourself, how do I want my viewing audience to feel? And how am I going to make them feel that way? Answer that question. Then let it guide every production choice you make. Show it to somebody else. Say, hey, look at my video. How do you feel? Why do you feel that way? If it feels a little less human than it should be, make some of the revisions suggested in this session and take your videos to the next level of authentically human.